Right, welcome back to Racing International. For our second meeting on the card, we head down to Greyville where we've got some decent feature races on the card, racing some races on the poly, and then we move on to the turf track. Let's go and have a look where you need to be drawn. Well, this is the poly track where you can see 1,000, 12, 14 and 16 pretty tight there. Inside draws are certainly the best to middle right around the whole course. There's no doubt about it. You've only got a 400 metre run in. Same can be said. The only difference with the outside course, you've got an extra 50 metres run in. 450 is your turn for home. All right, well, let's have a look at it. Let's get stuck straight into it. First on the card is over the 1,200 metres, and I'm leaning toward, and we got all the comments from the trainers, but no one's really bullish about their horses, so be a little bit careful here. Number 3, Poster Girl, having its first start from the Gavin Sales stable. He said he's expecting a good run, should run in the top 3, so I had to pick one, so I'm going with that one. Number 1, Mermaid Mumbo, similar sort of comment from the Duncan Howe stable. Nice horse, but being a 2-year-old daughter of Mumbo in Seattle, probably be looking for a bit of ground down the road. So 1,200 might be a wee bit short, but he also said he'll be there and thereabouts. Number 2, also from the Gavin Sales stable. Now, it's got the claim of 4 kilos off the back. Only brings it in with 56. No money for it at the moment in the market. Currently priced up at 10 to 1. If you're needing nothing one, remember there's 2 scratchings at this stage of the morning, which is 7:30 in the morning. We've got scratching 7 and 8, so there's only 6 going to post. And a horse that's very firm in the bidding at 5 to 2 with Brandon Lorena aboard from the Ellison Wright stable. Roy is second. The comment for her was will need the experience, will be green. But there's only 6 runners, so we've got to put something in for 4th. Race 2 on the card is over the 1,200 metres. All right, this is a maiden juvenile plate for the 2-year-olds, and number 5 is one we're leaning towards here with Anthony Del Pesh aboard for the Dean Canamea stable. Now, it's only had the one run since moving up for Cape Town for the big season that's starting tonight, and there was money around for it on debut. It ran over the 1,200 and certainly put up a good gallop there, not disgraced, beaten a length and 3/4 when running into second. Now, it is drawn a wee bit wide in barrier 12, but I'm going to go with it. I think it could be the right one here. All right, number 1, Great Value, Anton Marcus, always respected. Now, you're probably wondering, why is he riding for the Dennis Dreyer stable? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Euster own this horse, and Anton rides all their horses, and he jumps aboard here. Certainly respected, beautifully bred individual, but another horse here looking at the breeding might be looking for a bit of ground down the road. Palladium number 3 is a well-bred individual from the Charlie Laird stable. It's a 2-year-old son of Silvano, and doesn't he throw the champions? Keegan DeMello jumps aboard and quite firm in the market at 11 to 2. I've thrown in the 7 here, nicely bred individual, and here's the comment from the Duncan Howe stable, the trainer. He said a very nice sort, and they got Muziini aboard, who, gee, I must say, had a shocking fall during the week on Tuesday. It was horrific, but anyway, he's bounced up and he's carted to ride this horse. Race 3 on the card is a maiden plate, and we're travelling over the 1,000 metres. This one's on the poly track, and number 11's where we're going here. Victory Team, Anthony Del Pesh. Now, it's only had the one run on the belt, and gee, it drifted alarmingly on debut. Opened up at 14 to 10 and drifted all the way out to 5 to 1. I'm going to watch this horse. I'm going to stick with it. I think with that run under the belt, we'll see nice improvement. It's a 2-year-old son of VAR, and they certainly run well early. All right, where are the dangers coming from? Well, certainly number 10, Royal Enclosure from the Finferin stable. Mowing jumps aboard, and gee, he's a good rider, this bloke. He's been around for years, but solid as a rock. Put the tongue tie on today. Another horse that's only had the one run. Showed early speed on debut and just faded out. That was up at the Turpentine on the inside track, so watch out for that one. Watch the big improvement. Number 9, Great Expectations, is coming off a break of 114 days. Has had 2 runs under the belt. Now, that first outing was only beaten 5 1/4 lengths. There's already been 2 winners out of that form line. Was a little disappointing last time, but remember, this was horses running down in Cape Town in the season against stronger, so watch out for some improvement there. Keep an eye on the betting. Destined for Dawn number 1 from the Craig Udy stable. Now, it's got the young apprentice aboard. I haven't heard of this kid. He must be just starting now. Claims the 4 kilos off the back and brings it in with 56. Got the decent draw in barrier 1. It's had quite a few runs under the belt, having its 28 start in the maidens, but never finishes too far behind. Race 4 on the card is a merit-rated 76 handicap. For the fillies and the mares, a very open-looking race here over the 1,200 metres. The number 1, Fly, Peg, Fly gets a claim of 4 kilos off the back. Still got to carry a bit of weight here with 59.5. Had a run in a merit rated 82 handicap last time. Now that was against the boys. Comes back against the girls here today. And even with that big weight, I think she's a big runner. She put up a great run against the boys last time, beaten just under a length and a half. I thought number 8 could be a bit of a runner here at a bit of value at 10-1. Now gets the perfect draw in barrier 1. Brandon Lorena's been aboarded before. He rode it when it come out the maidens. He's ridden it since. He rode it 2 starts ago. Only got beat a quarter of length. So obviously gets on with this horse well. From a decent draw, I reckon it's very good value at 10-1. Number 3, Time Marches On. Bernard Fade Herd priced up at 5-1. Now, we'll have to overcome a pretty tricky draw in barrier 9. It came out, won a nice race 2 starts ago, picked up a small penalty there of 2 kilos, and then put up another decent gallop over the course and distance there. Ran a cracker, only beaten 2 lengths, needs to be included, just that whitish draw, slight concern. Number 4, Snow Rose. Jacobson jumps aboard at 10-1. Now, this one's got a decent run, a decent draw in barrier 3. Now, there was a very good run, its last effort. When coming off a spell, only got beat 5 1/4 lengths by Joan Ranger, who on Saturday on Johannesburg won a grade 3 event. So that certainly forms pretty frank for a merit rated 76 handicap. Right, here we go. Big feature on the card, starting off the season down in KwaZulu-Natal. It's race 5 on the card. It's over the 1400, and it's the it's the Grade 2 event Drill Hall Stakes. So watch out for it. Nice race, this one. And number 1, Legislate. It's hard to tip against it. The only thing you might be saying is, well, it's had 2 runs over this trip, and it's only run second on those occasions. It's a champion horse. It's won nearly 5.8 million rand, which I think is about $12.50 in Australia. But it is a smart horse. It really has won some of the top races in this country. If it's not a prep run, it's coming off a break of 97 days, should be too good for this field. All right, if it is a prep run or it gets caught out with a run under its belt, number 11, New Predator with a nice weight of 56, could be a big runner here. Certainly very impressive, only beaten 3 3/4 lengths by Legal Eagle. That's a good run. He came out and won the Chairman's Cup on the weekend worth 4 million rand, and he won it very comfortably. So that's a good run, decent draw, and only 56 on the back. 2, Ice Machine has been a soldier, has been around a while now. Great record over the course and distance with 3 wins and a second from only 5 starts. Priced up at 5-1, worth putting in those trifectas. You need another one, number 3, Joey Ramsden. Now, the question here is that 118 days going to catch him out? Well, I think he'll be running on towards the end of it. I think it's probably a trip too short for him, but I think he'll be there and thereabouts. Yeah, nice race again, race 6 on the card. It's the Phillies Guineas, a grade 2 event over the 1600 metres. And number 1, well, we've got a few champions stepping out tonight. Only had the 7 starts, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a fourth, and won 4.4 million rand already. She really is superstar, but she is coming off a break of 104 days. Mike Bass sends her out, one of the best top weight jockeys going around. Bernard Fade Herb jumps aboard now. Here's another horse coming back from a break of 118 days. She's lightly raced, and she ran behind in the Paddock Stakes behind Smart Call, who went on to win the J&B Met. Well, that's top work. Now, here's the comment from the Snay stable. She's working extremely well, but they're just concerned about the whitish draw in barrier 11. Negro Amaro, well, got knocked off last time by Juxtapose, only beaten half a length, and that was a bit of a shock. But then Juxtapose came out in the weekend and won the Oaks, so very impressive. So that form's franked, and another one drawn a bit wide in barrier 10. On a day, she's top class, so watch out for her. If you're looking for one more, I was trying to find one at a little bit of value, and I found one at 8-1 here with Grant Van Niekerk aboard for the Mike Bass stable. Certainly had the good comeback run when having its first start up here. They brought it back up from Cape Town. She duly obliged, winning very comfortably by a length and a quarter, and there could be more to come there. Well, the feature races just keep coming with race 7 on the board. It's the Guineas Grade 2 event for the boys, and it's over the 1600 metres. Now, a lot of people will be saying, Ribada. Pop up my second selection, please, Querbus. I'm going to lean towards a horse that I've been following, and I really like this horse. Black Arthur, lightly raced, only had the 5 runs. He's won 3 of them, unbeaten over this distance. Anthony Del Pesce aboard, and I'm going to put my neck out. He is coming off a break of 104 days, but certainly the conditioner, Justin Safe, knows how to prepare him. Now, Michael has you be bullish about number 1, Rubata. It's done nothing wrong. It's already won over 1.1 million, but it's drawn out wide in barrier 14. It's going to be tough for there. Certainly got the ability to win this race, but how can he overcome the wideish draw? Now, Snakestow Stable's also saying, watch out for number 1, Baritone here. Bernard Fade Herb jumps aboard, even though it's drawn out wide in barrier 11. He said it's going nicely. It had a good first up debut at Greyville. That was back on the 8th of April. Put up a cracking run there, only beaten a short head, and there's going to be more improvement. But another one has to overcome that tough draw. Thrown in number 13 as well from the Dean Canama stable, looking for a bit of a roughie in the race. Beat Baritone last time by a short head, but it's going to be 4 kilos worse off today. Just throwing it in there, might be a bit of a roughie at 16 to 1. Race 8 on the card. Well, it looks a tough race to finish. It looks a very open event. It's over the 1,600 metres and it's a maiden plate. And number 4 is where we're going here from the Mark Dixon stable. Keegan DeMello jumps aboard. As I said, a very open race, but it's drawn nicely in barrier 2. Lightly raced, only had the 4 starts, but has certainly started to show nice improvement. Now, I put it over a bit of ground for the first time, 1,400 last time out. Showed a bit of speed, was up there handy, and I thought was a decent gallop. And I think it's going to enjoy the extra 200 today. But as I said, a very open race, and number 11, Roy's Vacation. Now, this is your firm favourite at the moment at 2 to 1. Also only had the 2 gallops under the belt, and certainly a better effort than they brought it back from a spell last time when only going down 2 1/4 lengths. Number 10 might be worth one throwing here for the Nell stable. He's stable in good form at the moment. Nice draw in barrier 5, and it's got a couple of mates in the market at the moment, currently priced up at 9 to 2. Only had the 1 run under the belt. Certainly stayed on nicely. Only beaten 4 1/4. Watch out for that one for more improvement. Then I've thrown in the 9 as well, another improving sort who showed after they gave it a bit of a break. They brought it back on the poly track last time over the 1,400. Was always handy and actually stayed on quite nicely to be only beaten just under 4 lengths and a bit of value at 10 to 1. But as I said, this looks a real nightmare. Very, very open race indeed. Yeah, looks pretty competitive, but gee, some nice racing now with the season starting down in KwaZulu-Natal. Couple of decent races on the card tonight. We're going to be putting up all our selections at our Twitter account at Racing in Tips. From myself, Rod McCurdy, and all the team, we wish you a very successful punting weekend.